All right, hello everyone. Peace of the Lord to all of you. I hope my voice coming good and clear. Today I decided to make a kind of introduction to Islam. I receive a request, and the request is to do so because some they have zero information about Islam, so I've been asked to do so. In the internet, there's tons of information about Islam, and many of them, they have the same exact title, Introduction to Islam. But as usual, every single one of them is not giving you the truth about Islam. And I challenge anyone from those who they are listening, and starting from the very core of Muslims, if they exist, to prove me wrong in anything I say. In fact, after we speak for some time, I'm going to open my line. I will go to Discord and take any challenge from any Muslim who can prove me wrong in anything I said. The first thing we hear from Muslims, you see I put this picture for you in the screen. This is what Muslims, they publish about their prophet. He is very good looking according to them. And as you see, he have eyeliner. And yes, Muhammad, he used to have eyeliner, which is very weird. And Muhammad used to be like a woman, which is very weird. And Muhammad, he dressed his wife clothes, which is very weird. And Muhammad, he allowed men to kiss him down his belly and even rub their back with his chest, which is very weird. However, the Muslims always, they draw Muhammad as a very, very, very extreme white man. And then in the internet, we notice that the Muslims, they say to Christians, you worship white God. But in Islam, their God, Allah, is white. Muhammad is white. The angels are white. The virgins Allah will give to Muslims in heaven are white. The boys, they are like pearls. And Allah will make everyone enter Islam, enter heaven, very white. And then they come to the Christian and they say, you worship white God. But if you go in the whole Bible, you will never see that word. We never mention, nobody speak about Jesus' color. It's not even important. We Christian, we don't care because we follow the Messiah. We don't follow ethnic group. However, we have tons of reference about Muslims and even videos speaking about Muhammad, how white he is. In fact, there is an order, holy order, it says, the one who said the prophet is black, kill him. Why is that? Because simply this is the purpose of it is to say something not true, to insult Muhammad. But today, this is not our topic. We want to focus about how Islam is started and what is Islam. In fact, I might open Discord right now, and I might take a Muslim call. Let me see. Let me open Discord. Hold on. Maybe a Muslim can give us introduction to Islam instead of me giving you the contradiction or reading from their website. And you will see right away that Muslims do not know about anything in their religion except what they heard. And if what they heard is just copy-paste from each other. And the second you examine what the Muslim he says about Islam, you will find Islam fail immediately. Immediately Islam will fail. All right, I just started my Discord. Any Muslim would like to join us, just click at the link. You see it in the info of the video. And you can be with us, and I will hear you. Do you guys hear me in Discord? Am I heard? I guess people in Discord don't hear me. Okay, they hear me. All right. If there is any Muslim, any moment, would like to join us, I will be happy to take you. Before we start, Islam is based on what? The Muslim, they say to us that Muhammad received Quran. Muhammad received what? Muhammad received the Quran. What is the Quran? The Quran supposedly is the book of revelation, which is Allah and only Allah is speaking. Remember that always. Allah and only Allah is speaking. However, the second we start examining this issue, we will find the Quran collapse again. And not only that, the Muslims, they have a big problem.
He says that
they don't want to accept anything. Some of them, because Islam is very messed up, so they try to go and say we believe only in the Quran. So the Muslims, they have a big problem, because Islam is total fabrication. Many and a lot of the Muslims don't want to accept what their prophet said. And the only solution is to say that all the stories about Prophet Muhammad and what he said is a fabrication. And then we have the only book for the Muslim then is left is the Quran. But the Quran is a stupid book. There's nothing in the Quran. In fact, there's zero religion about Islam in the Quran. It's just a random words, random stories, they are not connected to each other. This is a sheikh. Somebody is asking him, and I will go back to the start of Islam, by the way, but just to give you an idea, Islam is based on what? According to Muslims, Islam is based in what Muhammad did and said. They call it Sunnah, which means Sunnah is what Muhammad said, what Muhammad did, what Muhammad commanded to do. And then his companions supposedly they follow. And the Quran. However, you will find a lot of what Muhammad said contradict the Quran. The Muslims, they take what Muhammad said over the Quran, which is very weird, because they claim that they worship Allah and they obey Allah. However, because Muhammad told them that he is the one who you have to obey at the end of the day, whoever obey Muhammad, he obey Allah. So now the Muslim, they have no problem to take a statement Muhammad, he said in the hadith means a speech, and then that will cancel what the Quran is saying. And let me show you just a little bit of the Muslim dilemma with this issue, how they are confused and how they are trying to save themselves from all the stories in the hadith, which is embarrassing.
CD from Germany, he says that there are people who, when you talk to them about haram things in the Sunnah, they reject it and they say no, as long as it's not mentioned in the Quran, we do not believe in it. This is very dangerous, and such people risk being an apostate depending on the degree of their rejection. If they say we don't believe in the Sunnah totally, and anything that is not in the Quran, we do not believe in it, these are kafir, disbelievers, because they disbelieve in the Quran. So many imbeciles, wallahi, so many ignorant people, that you feel so ashamed while speaking to them, feel so sorry for them, and they're so proud of themselves. Yes, we don't believe except in the Quran. The Quran is the word of Allah. Allah revealed it to Muhammad alayhi salam, preserved it. We believe nothing except in it. Excuse me, have you ever read the Quran? No, sorry, I don't know Arabic. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. And you're coming to discuss something of the principles of Islam simply out of your whims and desires? Don't you know that in the Quran Allah says, وَأَطِيعُ اللَّهِ وَأَطِيعُ الرَّسُولِ, obey Allah and obey the Prophet ﷺ. How to obey the Prophet? How to obey Allah Azza wa Jal? First of all. So yeah, we have to obey Allah. How? So by reading the Quran, this is Allah's words. Good. How to obey the Prophet ﷺ? By obeying the Quran, because the Quran was revealed to him. Excuse me, it's the same thing. Obeying the Quran, the Prophet ﷺ, is by believing in the Sunnah. So if you do not believe in the Sunnah and you say, no, music is not mentioned in the Quran, wearing gold for men is not mentioned in the Quran, doing this, doing that is not, combining, marrying a woman with her maternal or paternal aunt is not mentioned in the Quran, I can do that. And he keeps on saying rubbish. So what do you do with such people? Such people are apostates, because they've exited the fold of Islam. This is different to someone who says that the hadith related to music, in my opinion, and according to my research, is not authentic. I believe in the Sunnah. I believe 100% in the Sunnah, and I abide by it. But there is a specific hadith here and there, only a handful, maybe one or two, that I don't accept. This is dangerous if it's coming from someone who does not have knowledge. If he's a knowledgeable person, a student of knowledge, a scholar, yeah, we accept that because he's got the tools to make such a verdict. But if he is someone who's ignorant, doesn't know the Sharia, doesn't know the Quran, doesn't know Arabic, and he comes and gives fatwas and yes halal and this is haram, and he doesn't know how to speak even the language of the Quran, definitely this is something that...
Here you see what he said expressed to us how stupid Islam is. So now this guy is an Asian. He's from Asia, he's not an Arab. And suddenly he's dressed like an Arab. And now he just told you, if you don't speak the language of the Quran, you cannot understand Islam. You are an idiot. And then they say to us, Islam is for all mankind. But knowing that more than 90% of the Muslims, and even maybe more, do not speak one Arabic word. That means 90% of the Muslims, according to what we heard from this sheikh, they are ignorant, idiot, stupid. They know nothing. So now, the Muslims who don't want to accept Muhammad's command, they say, we want only the Quran. Either way, Islam is an embarrassment and Islam is stupid. If there is any Muslim would like to come to the microphone in Discord and tell us what is Islam, and we will examine one by one. Until we get a Muslim, if we go in the internet, you will find many written articles made by Muslims, and right away you will see the lies is coming shiny. Islam is an Arabic term which means submit. That is a big fat lie. Islam does not mean submit, Islam means surrender. And even some they say to you the word Islam coming from the word salam. In fact, this is the opposite. Salam is coming from the Hebrew and the Aramaic, shalom, shlama, that is peace. Islam is the opposite. Islam is put down your weapon, you surrender, we will not kill you. So here you see that the lies start introducing Islam to you from the very first name of Islam. They say to you Islam means submission, and you will find a lot of ignorant Christians who they claim that they have knowledge, even they are attacking Islam. They keep repeating the same stupid mistake. They keep saying to you Islam means submission, and I can name for many names. We keep saying to them, don't say this, don't say that. Islam does not mean submission. You are being an idiot. But they keep repeating the same thing. How we can prove that this is false? It's very easy. If you go in the Quran, you will find a clear evidence that Islam means surrender. And the Quran gives us definition who is a Muslim. A Muslim is not someone who believes in Islam. A Muslim is someone who been forced to surrender to Allah and the Prophet. For sure, the Prophet first. In chapter 48, verse number 16, Muhammad told the Arab, if you don't join me, I will kill you all. Here you see the Muslim translation saying, say to the desert Arab who lagged behind, you will be called against people of a great might, and you will fight them unless you surrender, not submit. That's a big fat lie. I mean, it's clear, unless you surrender, right? What submit? Submit is something you do willingly, not somebody forcing you. Here we are talking about war. So this cannot be submit. In fact, if we change the translator, this is Itani. If we change the translator, and all of them, they are Muslims, look what happened. This is the translation of Muhammad Hilali Khan, Muhammad Hilali and Muhammad Khan. Both are Muhammad. So we have Muhammad S2. Muhammad square translation. Unless you surrender. All right? So Islam does not mean submit. And how we can prove that Islam does not mean to believe, mean only surrender? Well, the Quran. The Quran say clearly, you don't need to believe. In fact, those Muslims who that joined Muhammad, they did not believe in Muhammad. And the Quran confirmed that. Chapter 49, verse number 14. The Bedouins say, the same Bedouin Muhammad, he just a threat to kill them if they don't convert to Islam. He will fight them, he will kill them, and he warned them to surrender. Well, those people now, they surrender. All right? But look what happened. The Bedouin says, we believe. Say, Allah saying now to Muhammad, telling Muhammad to say to them, Muhammad, you believe not. Remember, the one who's talking supposedly is so-called Allah, which is Muhammad fabricating Quran. You believe not, but only you say, we have surrendered, which mean what in Arabic? Aslamna, which mean become Muslims. Become Muslims. But what become Muslim mean? We surrender. So as you see, they did not believe. Allah telling them, you can say we are Muslims, but you cannot say we believe. For faith has not yet entered your heart. So how those people become Muslim, but faith never entered their heart? Do you see how obvious it is? He forced them to convert. The sword in their neck, say Shahada or we will chop your head. They say Shahada. But look what is important in Islam. It's not important to believe in Allah. It's not important to believe in Muhammad. What important is to obey Allah and His Messenger. Do you see it? So the whole idea of Islam is to surrender to Muhammad and become his slave. Allah is just a decoy toy to make people believe that Muhammad is just a servant of God. But if the second you start looking carefully, you will notice that everything in Islam is about one person. His name is Muhammad, not about Allah. Allah is not even exist in Islam. The whole purpose of Islam is to serve Muhammad. Muhammad, he claimed that he is a servant of Allah, the slave of Allah. But everybody have to serve one man. So the introduction of Islam given to you in the internet, as we see here, full of massive lies, fake, hypocrite, like this woman here, the blonde woman. She said she converted to Islam because she met some Muslims and she found that Islam is not the one in Fox News. What she mean by Islam is not the one in Fox News? Oh, she mean, ISIS. She mean Al-Qaeda. Okay. Well, can you name for me one thing ISIS did Muhammad did not do? Just one. Can you? Name for me just one thing. From burning people alive. Ali, he burned people alive. Muhammad, when people, they were not coming Friday prayer, he said, I'm going to burn their houses. And then he changed his mind. What about chopping the women to pieces when she's alive at the age of 86? Kidnapping, raping, all things Muhammad did is in total agreement with Islam. Total agreement. And then you will find tons of articles written saying that Islam is not ISIS. Tons of articles. But the easiest challenge is, name for me one thing ISIS did Muhammad did not do. Muhammad, he made it clear, and the Quran make it clear. As you see, this is terror. You surrender, You live. You don't surrender, I will slaughter you. I will rape your women. Muhammad is a gang leader who wanted to establish a gang system, a political system. Have nothing to do with God. God is just a decoy. God is just a toy. So we can get the authority. So I say, God told me. It's not me. So going back to zero. Until now, we see no Muslim would like to join us and introduce Islam to us. But if we go and we check what Muslim they say about Islam, the first lie we expose, Islam does not mean submission, Islam means surrender. Submit one to the will of Allah. That's false. You have to submit your will to the will of Muhammad. In fact, the Quran make it clear that whoever obey Muhammad, he obey Allah. You obey Muhammad, you obey Allah. So Muhammad, he used an old word, ancient word for God, which is used by the Arab and many of the Aramaic nations worshipping the moon god, which is two words, Al and Lah. If you go to the Quran from the first verses, you will find here it says, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Allah, most of people, they think Allah is a full word, one word, mean the name of God. But you ask the Muslim what Allah mean. I mean, it's okay, this is his name. What the word mean? They don't know. Not a single Muslim can answer you. You will find tons of articles written about what Allah mean. They don't know. For this is a foreign word taken from foreign language, which is Aramaic. Allah contains two words. Al, which is a word, mean God, and Lah. Lah is the moon god. And now you will see, Muslim, they will say to you, this guy is a liar, he's a stupid. The Quran says to us clearly, don't worship the moon, don't worship the sun. The moon god is not the moon. The moon god is the god who is in charge of the moon. The sun god is the one who have the power over the sun. So there's many ignorant, they do not know what the moon god present. The moon god is not about worshiping the moon. The moon is the one who represent that god. Not the moon itself is the god. Like Muhammad, because he's an Arab, and the Arab, they worship the moon god, which is a nice god for them. Why? Because the sun is the one who torture them, the one who kill their animals, the one who make them die from thirst. It's a desert community, totally desert. If you check what is the weather right now in Mecca, you will find it's scary. It might be 60, 70 degrees in the sun. Scary, you know, if you go to some areas, nothing can live there in Saudi Arabia. So the moon god was the nice god, and the sun god is the ugly god. The sun god was popular between those who live in Europe. Why? Because, I mean, there's not much sun. That's why you see European, when the sun come, they go in the beach and they lay down for many hours, which is stupid to do, can cause cancer under the sun. But you will never see someone as an Arab laying under the sun because you have too much of it. In fact, the effect of the Bedouin desert is all over the Quran. As an example, the heaven of Islam, all of it is about green. Even your clothes will be green. The clothes of the Muslims is green in heaven, which is very ugly. Very uncomfortable. Imagine yourself dressed like doctors in the hospital, in the surgery room, all your life. So everything around you will be green. Your clothes will be green. And even there is a very massive person in Islam, his name is Al-Khudr, which means Mr. Green. And the story of the Prophet Al-Khudr, which is Prophet Green, is very funny and very embarrassing to Islam. Al-Khudr is a person mentioned in the story or the legends of Gilgamesh about looking for the fountain of youth. And supposedly Al-Khudr, he found the fountain of youth. And he drank from it, and since then he never died. And the reason they call him Al-Khudr, which means green, because now he drank from the fountain of youth. When he sit on the grass, even if the grass is dead, the grass will become a green again. Because remember, he is the one who drank from the fountain of youth. So now even his sweat, even his piss is water of youth. And here you see Islam is just a collection of fairy tale stories taken from other cultures, other religions, all over the place. So the impact of the desert is totally appear on the promises of Muhammad heaven. The Arab, as an example, they like and they are possessed with women who they are white. They don't like women have colors. The more white she is, the more she is so beautiful. So the Quran insists that everything in the heaven is going to be about white and white and white. So the Muslim men, Allah will make them white. The Muslim women, they will be extremely white to the point you can see the marrow of their bones. Even the boys who they are going to serve you in the heaven, they will be extremely white. Women are white. Boys are so white. And, you know, like look at the translation here. Delicate and pure. The word white is gone. This is why I say you cannot learn anything in Islam by the liars, you know. Here they translate it as the word bead, you know. Baydun maknoon, you know. But the maknoon, this egg, the one they are talking about, is talking about how it is white, like an egg, or let us say, in fact, even the Quran here, there was no tashkil. You see those things you see in the top? Those are tashkil. So we can read the word here, bayd, which mean eggs, or we can see it, we can say bead, which mean white. Which one of them? The Muslim, they say, based on recitation we go. But every Muslim have different recitation for the same word. However, if you go here and check, you will see that it is about how white they are. If you change the translator, you will see each one of them, he give you totally different meaning and different words. Here, it says pure. Pure what? How the egg can be pure? Pure egg? That's weird. This is about color. This is not about the egg, and have nothing to do with eggs. But we will go with it. So, as if they were hidden eggs. You change the translator. In fact, if we go and we see the meaning of those verses, you will see how awkward the meaning is. How funny, how weird, and how stupid it is. So, the second you open the interpretation of the Quran, you will find how the language of the Quran is very stupid and very funny and very dummy. Let me show you how the Muslims explain this verse as an example. If you go to Ibn Kathir, this is chapter 37, verse number 49. "37. and then 39. If you read with me here, you will see some very, very funny description of the promise of Allah. Let us see. So they will be in the garden of delight, facing one another on a couches, not a throne. This is false translation, the throne. In a couch or on beds. Mujahid said, Mujahid is one of the companion of Muhammad, said, one of them will not look at another back. So we will face each other, which is very weird. And then those Muslims around them will be servants who they go around them with the pure wine. White, delicious. Do you see white? You see the word white? You see it? White. I don't know if you can see my mouse in the top of the word. And who is the one who's going around them? They are boys who they are extremely white too. Around them, those serving boys who they are very white, and we will show you the verses. They are going around them, and the Muslim will drink non-stop, and they will not get drunk. All of this about the heaven. All of this fit perfectly with the nature of the Arab. They love to drink. They are lazy. They don't like to work. They like to sit down. They like to gossip. So now we have a very attractive gossip community where we are going to sit, we drink, servant, they go around us, we move, we don't move our butt, and everything come to us. And those boys, you know, they will be extremely white. And the women who Allah will give us, they will be jailed, which means they are not allowed to see any other man. They are just made for you. They cannot even leave the tent. The tent is made from pearl. So those tents is where the women are jailed for eternity just to have sex with them. And those women are very white. So now we see that the influence of the desert on Islam. But until now, we did not get really what Islam is about. We have a Muslim, maybe, he can tell us, Teflon? Are you there, Teflon? Are you there? You have to click push to talk. All right, look like he is not ready. So those who they are described as eggs, listen carefully how the interpretation described them. Their body described as having most perfect color. You see, I told you this is not about eggs, this is about color. This is about color. What color we are talking about? Read carefully. Pearls. This have nothing to do with eggs. As if they are hidden pearls, not eggs. And then means protected, never been touched by any hands. Mean the inside of the egg. You see how white is inside the egg? This is how it's going to be. So Muhammad, he is making up promises for those Arab who they are obsessed with white women. The women, they will be so white. The men will be so white. Jibreel is white. Muhammad is white. And everyone when I enter heaven is going to be white. This is the desert men desire. Are you there, Teflon? Are you there? Okay, I don't know what's wrong with him. We take him out. If there is any Muslim would like to join us and tell us what Islam is about, please feel free. So until now, what we learned, that Islam is based on Muhammad, not based on Allah. Allah is just a word. None of the Muslim knows what it does mean. The reason for that is the same reason for every name in the Quran. Like you ask the Muslim what Isa mean, they don't know. Okay, what Abraham mean, they don't know. Okay, what Jibreel mean or Gabriel mean, they don't know. What Musas mean? They don't know. So what do you know? For everything in Islam is coming from a foreign language, have nothing to do with those people who they are alive in the area. So they take from others, they copy from others, and then they claim now that they have a religion. In fact, the Muslim, the Muhammad, he have to steal a lot of info from already established religions before him, so he can continue. Otherwise, he will come with the new things. He is going to struggle with it. Who's going to listen to him? He needed the Arab to listen to him, so he have to use the word Allah. For the Arab, they believe in Allah. He needed the Christians, but he have to use the word then Abraham, and the word Moses, and then the word Injil, and the word Torah, so the Christian and the Jews, they can listen. Muhammad is just a scammer who come and he adopt all religions around him, to the point he promised even those who they are Sabian. The Sabians is a multi-god religion. They believe in many things. They believe even angels are creators. The Sabian, they have a book, it's called QandA. The book of QandA is obviously it's a pagan book, and actually the book we have right now is a book written just maybe 50 years ago. Nobody have the original books, and those Sabian, when they wrote their new book, they tried to make it like sound more about monotheism, so the Muslim will not kill them in Iraq. There's only a little number left in Iraq from the Sabian. If you remember the scenery of ISIS kidnapping women, raping them, they were Sabian. They attacked them, and because they are not people who believe in Allah, they attack them, they rape them, they enslave them, etc. But here you notice Muhammad in chapter 2, verse number 62, saying that Sabian and Christians and Jews, they will go to heaven. Sabian was the biggest religion spread in the Middle East at that time, in specific territories like Iraq, all the way to Egypt. So it was very well known. In fact, the Sabian, they believe that Pharaoh himself is a Sabian, and they believe that the God of the Jews is evil because he killed the Pharaoh. So the Sabian, they believe that the God of the Jews and the God of the Christian is Satan, and then Muhammad, he promised them to go to heaven. How that work? Because simply Muhammad is trying to comprehend and take everybody under his arms. So say, you know what, you are Sabian, I believe in you. You are you are a Christian, you are okay. You are just follow me, just believe in me. And this is a statement of a false man, because the Jews who refuse the Messiah, how they will go to heaven if they refuse the Messiah? How you say to the Jews, as you see in the verse, it says it clearly, those who they are Jews. Okay, hold on. If I promise the Jews to go to heaven, is that because they did not believe in the Messiah? They will go to heaven? Is that because they refuse to accept the messenger of Allah, as the Quran says? How that work? You know what I mean? Here the statement of Muhammad obviously is a false man statement. So he make it simple. If you believe, just follow me. Don't, like, I don't care. You are a Jew, you're fine. You deny the Messiah, that he come, it's fine for him. And that is showing us that the Muslim, they claim that they have like something called the corners of Islam or the basic of Islam. And that basic is to believe on the prophets sent by Allah. So if you don't believe in them, you are not a Muslim. So how Muhammad now, he accept the Jews to be in heaven, and they are the one who the Quran speak about them in a very aggressive, bad language. Do you understand? Are you with me, guys? According to the Islamic religion, the one who deny one messenger of Allah, he is not a Muslim. All right. Remember, the Muslim, they say clearly that if you don't believe in all the messenger of Allah, you are not a Muslim. Wonderful. According to Muhammad, Isa, supposedly this is the Messiah, Yeshua. He is Isa. The Jews don't believe in him, and the Quran confirmed that. So how they will go to heaven? Remember, Muhammad is talking about people who they are exist in his time. People who they are alive around him. And those people, they deny Jesus. So how we can fix that? Here you see that Muhammad is a fraud. He says stupid things. And the Quran itself says, if you find in this book a contradiction, if this book contains any contradiction, that is a clear evidence that this is a book not made by Allah. Who said that? The Quran itself. In chapter 4, verse number 82, it says, how come they cannot consider the Quran carefully? Had it been other than Allah, which means sent by someone else, they would surely have found therein much contradiction. Hold on. Is it a must to believe in the Messiah? Absolutely, according to Muhammad. If we go in the Quran, you will see Muhammad saying this in chapter 4, verse 159. And there is none of the people of the scriptures but must believe in him. Hold on. It says there, before he died. When? Before he died. Anyone see how stupid Muhammad is? So how you promise the Jews, according to Muhammad here, you might be confused. The Quran says before he died. That means before the crucifixion. Though the Muslim know, they will say, no, no, no. The Messiah was not crucified. This is when he come back, he will die, which is very funny. He did not die first time, he will die now. Why? I mean, the judgment day is tomorrow. Why he would die now? You see the stupidity? So the Quran confirmed that everybody have to believe in the Messiah. But hold on. Why everybody have to believe in the Messiah, not in Muhammad? Isn't it Muhammad the last prophet? And here again, stupid Quran again contradict itself. In one hand, the Quran, the Muslim, they claim that Muhammad is the last prophet. In the second, here we see that the one who will come at the end of the day is Jesus, not Muhammad. So the pagan Islam, who tried to hijack Christianity, Judaism, Sabian, and Hinduism, Black Stone, which is coming from the Hindus and the Buddhists, all those things are mixed together, and that make a huge messed up cult full of contradiction. If we ask the Muslims, and by the way, look, the Muslim, they say to you the Quran is so clear, right? Where in the Quran it says that the Messiah will come second time and he will die, and then, I mean, the explanation of the story we see here, where in the Quran we can find that? Nowhere. The Quran is just a stupid book. In Arabic it says, and all those people of the book, which mean Christian Jews, they have to believe in him before he die, and the day he will be resurrected, he will be a witness against them or on them. Okay, how we know now when is going to happen? Is it for the Christians in the time of Muhammad? Is it for the Christians in the time of the Judgment Day? That is a very stupid story. And if Jesus will die after Judgment Day, well, that's very stupid too, because Judgment Day and now it's over and now Jesus will die. You know what I mean? Who is going to believe in the Messiah at that time? The dead ones or the living ones? It's very silly and very stupid story. It doesn't make any sense. So the Muslims, in order to explain to you the stupidity of the Quran, they have to add all those things between brackets. You see how short is the Arabic sentence? Look how long is the English. Do you see it? So they add all those things because the Quran is a silly, stupid books, and all those stories cannot be found anywhere except here and there. This guy said, the scholar said, the sheikh said, some Muhammad said, some even don't. Muhammad never said. Islam is just a messed up collection of lies and stories. But why Muhammad needed to use the name of Jesus? For if you are a Christian, he will be a lot easier for him to get inside your sleeves. Same using the word Abraham. Why he used the word Abraham? For the same reason, because you accept Abraham, the Jews accept Abraham. So in order to get in, nobody will close the door on us. Listen, we believe in Abraham. The same as Jehovah's Witnesses, all cults, all garbage. All garbage, they have the same method of deceiving. They have to adopt what the community agreed upon so they can thrive. It's like the weeds, you know, the weeds, they have to climb over something that already exists. They have, most of the weeds are like vines. They cannot stand up by themselves. They need an assistant. So they use beliefs and faith, which is already exist, to climb. And this is what Muhammad used with the word Allah. Allah and the Kaaba was the pagan Arab god, which is taken from the Aramaic, which is the moon god. And he adopted the Kaaba, which is the pagan practice. He adopted kissing the black stone, which is the Arabic practice. He adopted going around the Kaaba 7 times, which is the Arab practice. In fact, the Arab, when they go around the Kaaba, they practice sexual ritual. Totally naked. And this is one of the most authentic source of Islamic information, Al-Bukhari. Al-Bukhari is the second book after the Quran. Take a note of that. So when you say Al-Bukhari for a Muslim, especially if he's a Sunni, not a Shia, they have different sewage they get the information from. So this is Al-Bukhari. It says clearly that the Arab, when they go around the Kaaba, they go totally naked in the state of nudity. State of what? Nudity. They wear nothing. Nothing, you know. And this is what the Muslim today, they still do. The only difference is they cover themselves with a sheet. That sheet, it was the Arab they used to give to those who do the Hajj around the Kaaba, go around the Kaaba. They give them that sheet. Nothing changed. Women and men, they used to go totally naked. And the Muslim today, they use the word tawaf. Tawaf means going around. The Muslim today, they use it the same as the pagan Arab, they use it. The Arab pagans, they used to kiss the black stone, which is the women's vagina. which is a practice of the Arab. The whole purpose of this Hajj of the Kaaba is the black stone, which is made in the shape of a vagina. Why it's made in the shape of the vagina? Because simply it's a vagina. It is a vagina. So if you look at those images, you will see that it is a vagina. And by the way, the frame they have right now is just to represent how it used to be, because the black stone is totally gone. There's only few tiny rocks, and the rest you see, the brown, this is just wax. And this is additional proof that Muhammad is a fraud. Why? Because Muhammad, he claimed that the black stone, which is the women vagina, is going to witness in the day of judgment for every sin a Muslim he did. When you go and kiss the black stone will suck your sin, according to Muhammad. And this is why Muhammad, he said the black stone was white like milk, and then the sin of mankind made it black. And here you notice the connection between black and sin. You know, the Muslim, they try to present themselves that Islam is against racism. In fact, Islam is racism. Not only it supports racism, it is racism. Muhammad, he said that the black stone was whiter than milk. And then the sin of the human being, the sins of the children of Adam, is the one made it black. So what Islam teach, that you sin, black come. The black stone sent down from heaven as white as milk. This is how white it is. However, the problem that there is sin, and sin turn things black. This is why in the Quran it says that in the day of resurrection Allah will make all those who don't believe in him black, and all those who don't believe in him white. And the Muslim, they try to hide this, and they will say to you, well, this is not about literally. It is about literally. You can go and read the interpretation for every Muslim scholar. And when we say Muslim scholar, we are not talking about people in YouTube and those garbage stuff. We are talking about Islamic scholars who did exist 1,000 years ago. Not somebody is just a kid in YouTube trying to explain the Quran. So Muhammad, he made it clear that all those who believe in Allah, they will become extremely white, and those who don't believe in Allah, Allah will make them extremely black. Going back to zero again, as you see, I'm challenging Muslims to join us and tell us what Islam is. Until now, nobody dared to come and tell us what Islam is about. So what Islam is about? The Muslims, they say to worship in Allah. Okay, if I worship Allah, I don't believe in Muhammad, am I saved? No. Which one is more important, Allah or Muhammad? Obviously Muhammad. The Muslim, they say that if you believe in Allah and Muhammad, then you are a Muslim. But we just showed you the verses in the Quran saying, don't say we believe, say we are Muslims. You remember? Anyone remember the verses? Who remember? Do you see how easy to get them busted with their lies? Is Islam about believing in Allah or about obeying Muhammad? It is about obeying Muhammad, to surrender to Muhammad. Have nothing to do with following Allah or even believing in Allah. Just obey blindly. Don't say you believe. You don't believe, say we are Muslims. So the Quran confirms that a Muslim is not someone necessarily believe. Believe is not even required. And if you obey Muhammad, you're fine. But if you obey Allah and His Messenger, so you see now, the Muslim, they claim that they are monotheist, but they cannot separate between obeying Muhammad and obeying Allah. And everything come to them is from Muhammad. What is Allah? So the bottom of the line is to obey Muhammad, to worship Muhammad, to be a slave of Muhammad, to surrender to Muhammad, and not necessarily to believe in Muhammad. As you see, it says it clearly, faith never enter your heart. Faith never enter your heart. So why you are saying to them, call yourself Muslims? Don't call yourself believer. Because they are not believers. So how they become Muslims? Because Muslim is not a believer. And here you see that this is the first major scam Muhammad he promote. That you are okay with this God even if you don't believe in him. Just obey. You don't need to believe in Allah. You do not need to believe in Muhammad. Because if faith never entered their heart, that means they do not believe in Allah. They don't believe in Muhammad. So what is there required? Just obey. And this is totally the opposite of Christ's teaching. Christ, he said, not everyone says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of my Father, but the one who do his will. And we have tons of verses about people who worship God by their lips, but not by their heart. The Quran don't care you believe or not. It's not important. Just surrender. Say Shahada. And that is exactly what Satan is about. Muhammad is Allah. The moon god hijacked by Muhammad, and now Muhammad, he replaced the moon god. He is the moon god. You obey Muhammad, you obey Allah. If you want to disobey Allah, will disobey Muhammad. But isn't Muhammad in the Quran is a sinner? We prayed for you the video where the guy, he said, you have to obey the Messenger of Allah. If you don't obey him, you are not a Muslim.
In the Quran, we do not believe in it. These are kafir, disbelievers.
See?
Because they disbelieve in the Quran. So many imbeciles, wallahi, so many ignorant people that you feel so ashamed while speaking to them, feel so sorry for them. And they're so proud of themselves. Yes, we don't believe except in the Quran. The Quran is the word of Allah. Allah revealed it to Muhammad alayhi salam, preserved it. We believe nothing except in it. Excuse me, have you ever read the Quran? No, sorry, I don't know Arabic. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. And you're coming to discuss something of the principles of Islam, simply out of your whims and desires? Don't you know that in the Quran Allah says, وَأَطِيعُ اللَّهِ وَأَطِيعُ الرَّسُولِ, obey Allah and obey the Prophet ﷺ.
See what the problem is? Believing in Allah doesn't make you a Muslim. Obeying Muhammad make you a Muslim. Do you know this? He's talking about a massive group of Muslims, especially new generation. They are defecting out of Islam. Because the second they start reading the stupid stories of Muhammad in the Hadith, flying carpet and etc., they think they can escape the humility and say, okay, you know what? I'm not going to believe in those stories. But those are in the Quran too. But as you see, the one who don't accept what Muhammad said, he is not a Muslim. Obeying Muhammad is everything, for he is the God of Islam. Until now, I keep asking if any Muslim dare to come and tell us what Islam is about. There's a major lies we hear always about Islam, that the purpose of Islam is to worship one God. False. The purpose of Islam is to worship Muhammad. And as you see, I just gave you the proof. If the purpose of Islam is Muhammad is to deliver the book of Allah, well, he delivered the Quran. Why the Quran is not enough? Because the Quran is a stupid book, it's empty. The ant is talking, Suleiman is flying carpet, the birds are looking for women have no hair in their legs, all kind of stupid stories. There's nothing in the Quran. Islam does not exist in the Quran. And the funny is, the Muslim, they claim that Islam is a preserved. How Islam is a preserved? They say to you, Islam, the Quran, preserved by recitation. But then you will find that there's tons of Qurans are different from other Qurans. This is a big fat lies when they say so. Additional to that, the Muslim, they claim that all the books of Allah are not preserved. The same Muslim, they say the Quran preserved. Okay, if Allah failed to preserve all his books, how he can preserve this book? So again, what is Islam? Islam is about surrendering your will to Muhammad and become his sex slave. How I can prove that Islam is about being a sex slave? Muhammad, he have a privilege. You will find many interview made by Muslims. They say, Prophet Muhammad, they asked him to be a king. He refused. He said no. They told him, we can give you anything you want. He refused. The Quran, all of it is about Muhammad, sex, and money. Are we lying? There's nothing in Islam. The whole major thing in Islam is about Muhammad and Muhammad and Muhammad. Muhammad don't care for money, the Muslim they say. But Muhammad, he took the fifth of every attack to his pocket. And Muhammad, he claimed that when you give him the fifth, that fifth, for he is the one who presents Allah. He's Allah. And remember, they say to you that Muhammad was a poor man. But we have tons of stories about women of Muhammad fighting over the gifts Muhammad received. Gold and silver. Muhammad, he owned thousands of slaves. How you can even feed them if you are so poor? Muhammad, according to Muslims, many references, he have 25 wives. Imagine I have 25 houses and I am poor. Who in the world want to believe this? And each one of them, she have many slaves and servants. And then they said to you he was poor. And then Muhammad, he dictate the whole Quran for his sake. Like here you see, it says for charity, etc., orphan. Okay, what orphan? Why you want to give the fifth to Muhammad and then you give the to charity? What charity? Why Muhammad, his name is mentioned to take the fifth? They say to you, will the Prophet have to make living? Okay, the fifth from what? This is the fifth from the theft. And the Muslims around Muhammad, they used to be very savage gang, to the point they accused their Prophet that he stolen underwear. So now they are the fifth we are talking about is including sandals, clothing, underwears, jackets, pants, fabric, jewelries, gold, silver. So even the Muslims accuse Muhammad to be a thief. And that is telling us, who are they, those Muslims around him? They are a bunch of thieves. Imagine, and I'm not comparing, but I'm just saying to you, just to show you how silly the idea is. Imagine that John accusing Christ that he stolen underwear. Can you imagine? That is, if this is if this is true, then who is John and who is this sky Christ? What kind of people they are? And then you see Allah, He made the verse says it's not Muhammad who took the underwear. And here you see again that Allah is always a toy in the hand of Muhammad. And you will notice something very serious here, that Allah did not tell us until now who took the underwear. He just said it's not Muhammad, which means it's truly Muhammad. If Muhammad is a prophet of God, shouldn't Allah tell him go to the house of this guy and find the underwear? And the problem is solved, and then people will say, wow, how he knew that? Muhammad, God could not tell us who is the one who took the underwear. Until now it's missing. So either Muhammad is the one who took it, and he fabricated the verse so he can defend himself, or Muhammad did not take it, but because he is a false prophet, he could not prophesy and tell us who is the one who took it. And remember, this verse supposedly is coming from Allah. So the news went to Allah that Muhammad been accused of stealing underwear, and then Allah, He just sent this. So you need to tell us who is the one who did that. So everything you see in front of you tells us that Allah exists as a servant for the sake of Muhammad. There's many things we need to cover, and that's why I'm going to make many episodes. But going back to zero, speaking about why Muhammad, he used Abraham, Ishmael, the Messiah, Moses, all of those to give himself legitimate existence. But is Muhammad from Ishmael? There is endless evidence prove that Muhammad no way can be from Ishmael. The Bible says, and you know, don't tell me that the Jews, when they wrote about Ishmael, they were thinking like 2000 after, there's a guy will come, his name is Muhammad, he will claim to be a prophet of Allah and he's from Ishmael, right? There's no way that, you know. So it says it clearly that if you go to Genesis 21:21, you will see that the mother of Ishmael took him to Egypt. She went back to Egypt. This is where she is from. And she married him to an Egyptian woman. So if Ishmael, his mother is Egyptian, his father is Aramaic, or let us say from the Chaldean society, from Ur of the Chaldean, how Muhammad is descendant from Ishmael? That is the most funny ever you can imagine. But again, Muhammad, he needed to give himself legitimate existence between the Christian and the Jews. So again, he hijacked something does not belong to him. He thought about it. Can I say I'm from Isaac? The Jews will get him busted right away. Well, you know what? There's not too much to know about what happened to Ishmael and his seed after that. Let me claim that I am from Ishmael. However, we can prove in 2 minutes, from the Bible and from the Quran, that Muhammad is not from Ishmael. Very easy. If you go in the Quran, the Muslim, they say, Muhammad he claim. Allah supposedly claim, Aka Muhammad, that the one who raised the house of the Kaaba is Abraham and Ishmael. So the Quran confirm in chapter 2 verse 127 that Abraham and Ishmael, they used to be there. All right, this is clear in the Quran that Abraham and Ishmael, they used to be there. But then if you go in the same stupid book in chapter 4 verse 82, it says, if this book is written by other than Allah or made by other than Allah, which means the God of Muhammad, you will find in it a lot of contradiction. According to the Quran, before Muhammad, those people of Mecca, they never ever had a messenger or a warner or scriptures. Never. And the Quran is so clear about that. Chapter 43, verse number 23. Do you see it? And the Muslim, they can say, oh, no, he's talking about the people who are alive in the time of Muhammad. No. It says, min qablika, before you. Before you. Before you came to existence. Nobody. Period. So how Abraham is the one who built the Kaaba, how the people of Mecca, they are children of Ishmael. And remember, Ishmael in Islam is a prophet. So, did Abraham warn his people about to worship Allah? According to Islam, they will say yes. Okay. Did Ishmael warn his people about worshiping Allah? They will say yes. So how the Quran says it clearly that before you, Muhammad, those Arab people, they never had ever a warner, and not only a warner, actually, I'm showing the wrong verse, sorry. I click at the wrong verse, sorry. Should be 44, sorry. I was looking what it says there. I did not read the rest. So we had not given them scriptures which they could study nor send before you. I was looking, where is what? I'm not, I'm reading the English. It doesn't say what it should say. So that is a mistake. So, and we had not given them scriptures which they could study nor send to them before you. Never, never. They never have scriptures, and never have a warner, and never have a messenger. And this is the Muslim translation. So how Muhammad is from Ishmael? Now, if we go in the Bible, we will find right away, if we go to Genesis 21:21, let me find the verses. Which will confirm that Muhammad is a liar again. And you can read any translation you wish for Genesis. You see it? She took him, his mother, she took Ishmael to the wilderness of Paran, and his mother married him to an Egyptian woman. Do you see it? So now we have confirmation from the Quran that before Muhammad, not a single one, including Abraham, including Ishmael, ever been there. Never exist. Muhammad is a liar, is a fraud. And he is the one who said the rule. He is the one who said, if this is a book made by other than Allah, you will find in it a lot of contradiction. There is many false Christians, they give false information that Allah is the God of the Christians. And not only that, they will use the following method to prove it to you. They say to you, do you know that Arab Christians in the Middle East, they use the word Allah? That is true. Arab Christians in the Middle East, they use the word Allah. But Arab Christians in the Middle East, they've been forced to use it after 14 centuries of ISIS. And the Arabic translation of the Bible in Arabic, it says the word Allah. But this is a false translation. The word Allah cannot be found, neither in the Hebrew, neither in the Greek, neither in the Aramaic books. We can't find the word Allah anywhere. A Christian person always need to check and ask himself, the word I'm using is coming from where? And you will find that only in countries occupied by Muslims, Christians use the word Allah. Like Indonesia, which is absolutely wrong. Like Malaysia or any of the Middle East. The second you get out of the control of the Muslims, you will find Christians don't use the word Allah. And that is telling you the whole story. So it is the existence of Muslims ruling them, subduing them, forcing them, enslaving them is the one who forced them. And most likely, not only they force them, those silly, stupid leaders, they say to themselves, well, if we use the word Allah, maybe the Muslim will stop killing us. In fact, few years ago, Muslim, they made a case in Malaysia that anyone who used the word Allah should go to jail. And at that time, the Malaysia government, they agree. Anyone who will use the word Allah, he will go to jail. And I believe the Muslims are right. And I support this. Anyone who used the word Allah, he is just a false person, a false Christian, a false believer. You don't believe in God. He is just an ignorant who follow the steps of their fathers, who they are the slaves of the Muslims, and they don't know what they are saying. Now, for sure, we support the freedom of speech, right? But you being a Christian and use the word Allah, that's because you are an idiot. Allah is the devil. Allah is the Antichrist. Allah is Muhammad. What the Bible says? The Bible says, who is the Antichrist? Is the one who denied the Son and the Father. Right? Well, this is what the Quran, all of it is about. Denying the Son, denying the Father. Plus, all the sources take us that Islam is a pagan cult. All of it is about kissing stones, going around the stones, bowing to stones. Islam is a stone religion. Their God, Allah, is an ancient God, which is Lah. Al-Lah. Al is a word meaning God. Lah is the word, the name for that God. And nobody knows what the name means actually. In fact, in front of you, I can challenge any Muslim can tell me what the word Allah means. They don't know. If you type right now in Google, you will find everybody give you his own article saying the word Allah is coming diverted from the word Al-Ilah, which means God. So why you say this is a name? If it's just a word mean God, this means it's not a name. They don't know what they are worshiping. They do not know what this God is about. They do not know who's Allah. They don't know how he look like. So going back again to zero. You as a Christian, you need to remember, anyone who teach you in church that Muhammad is from Ishmael, you have to confront him, even if he claimed to be a priest. Ask him, can you show me where it says in the Bible that Muhammad is from Ishmael? Where even in the Bible it says that the Arab are from Ishmael. Arab are not an ethnic group. Many ignorant people do not know. Arab have nothing to do with ethnic. Arab is an Aramaic word, mean desert. Desert. Whoever live in the desert, they call him Arabian. Aram is an Aramaic word, mean hills. So those who live in hills, they call them Aram. Those who live in the desert, They call them desert. So if you live in Las Vegas, you're an Arab. Arab never been an ethnic group. In fact, the major people call them Arab and they dress like Arab today, they look 100% Pakistani from Pakistan. Go check them out. Their look, their hair, their faces, all those things. They are from Pakistan. They have nothing to do with the, those are, in case you do not know, Pakistan is so close to the Arabian Gulf. In fact, never called Arabian Gulf, it's called the Persian Gulf. I can assure you that 90% of those who they call them Arab in Arabia today are from Pakistan. In all other way, it's from India. In fact, Muhammad, he told them something very weird. Do you see what I'm talking about? Do you see the Pakistani people? Go to check anyone from Pakistan and you will see what I'm talking about. Those are from Pakistan, those are from India. India is just across the street from Saudi Arabia, from Qatar, from Emirat. Very, very, like cross the way, just to cross the Gulf, which is very narrow in certain areas, and he will be in India. And Muhammad, he made it so clear that Adam was Indian. When Allah, he sent down Adam, he sent him down to India. Let us show you. Which means Muhammad, obviously, he is taking information that all the mankind, they are Indian.
It means the grandmother. It is named after her. SubhanAllah. There's a question. Where did he land? He wasn't just thrown so that suddenly from amongst those. Now if we look at Adam alayhi salam, he came down onto the earth. He was sent to the earth. There's a question. Where did he land? He wasn't just thrown so that suddenly he landed, meaning he dropped, but Allah placed him on the earth. This we find in the narration of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, where he says that Adam alayhi salam nazala fil Hind. He came down in what is known as the Indo-Pak subcontinent, precisely Sri Lanka. There is a mount there known as Adam's Peak.
And here you see another proof that Muhammad is a fraud. If Adam came down to Sri Lanka, and then Muhammad, he claimed that Adam, he did Hajj, which means he went to Mecca 40 times. 40 times he go backward, forward, into Sri Lanka. Obviously, the stupid Muhammad do not know that Sri Lanka is an island. The stupid Muhammad, obviously, he have zero knowledge of geography. How Adam was able to go 40 times backward, forward, between Mecca and between Sri Lanka. It's an island. Not to forget to mention how long the distance is. Why Allah send him in Sri Lanka and then the guy, he have to go to Mecca? Why don't send him to Mecca? And how he can cross? How he can cross the sea? He used a submarine? And then Muhammad, he continued with his fictions, and obviously those fictions are stolen from somebody. The Hindus believe that the first man was created or exists in India. Muhammad is a Hindu. The black stone is the Hindu stone, the male part, the female part. The Hindus, they have Kaaba, Muhammad have Kaaba. The Hindus, they have a black stone. They consider it holy. The Muslim have a black stone. The Hindu, they dress exactly like the Muslims when they do the rituals. They show, they like if you go and see, let me show you. If you go check the Buddhist priest or Buddhist prayer, you will see how much it is almost copy paste of what the Muslim prayer is. When Muslim they do Hajj, what they wear? Do you see how they expose one shoulder? Do you see it? What the Muslim do? The same. Do you see how this guy, all of them, their head is shaved? What the Muslims do? They have to shave their hair. It's exactly the same cloth. Wearing a sheet, wrapping themselves in one sheet, shaving their head, and walking naked in the street. You can go right now and check images of the Hajj if you don't believe me. You will see how Muslims are, what they dress. Exactly like the Buddhist. You go to the Buddhist temple. Actually, I recorded some videos of Buddhists praying. It's exactly the same as the Muslims. Exactly the same. Everything Muhammad he have is a copy of somebody else. Islam is not a religion by itself. Islam is a collection of religions. Some from here, some from there. Collection from everybody. Do you see how they shave their head and they expose the right shoulder? And even the sheet which they wear is the same as the sheet of the Buddhist. The difference, this one is white. The Buddhists, they have different color. And mostly the reason for it to be white, because they don't have the ability to color very well. And it's not easy, it's expensive to color clothing. So the cheapest clothes was the one which is white. You do not need to color it. You make it from cotton and you keep it as it is. Coloring will give it extra price. Not like now, a color is so easy. So all the practice of Islam is based on paganism and copy. We can continue showing you more and more reference about this garbage cult, but sadly not a single Muslim dare to join us to prove us wrong. Not a single one. And when you go to the Muslim website looking for introduction for Islam, you will find all kind of fiction stories. Islam and art. In fact, art is forbidden in Islam. Look at this article, Introduction to Islam. Art. Islam and art. Through is migration to culture and countries around the world. The practice of Islam varies widely, but in Islam, art is forbidden. What art we are talking about? You see what they show you here in the picture? This is what they call it art. But if you look carefully, all of this art it cannot be anything is alive. The one they call it art. So you cannot draw a plant, you cannot draw a tree, you cannot draw a man, you cannot draw anything. So what they can draw? Just shapes or letters. That's it. So Islam killed art, not encourage art. Muhammad, he made it clear that the angels does not even enter a house have an image in it. It doesn't matter what the image for. The one who make an image, Allah will bring him in the day of judgment and will tell him to breathe into it to give it life. So Muhammad, he is very weird, and he claimed that the one who make an image, he is creating creation. But this is an image. It's just an image. The Bible says, make no image for what up in heaven or down in earth, but that is for the purpose of worship, not for the purpose of anything else. Muhammad don't understand that creating a creature have nothing to do with somebody drawing an image, because it's an image. It's not, nobody believe this is a real person. So Muhammad now he become extreme. However, the same Muhammad, he claimed, do you see how we prove a person to be fraud? That Allah, he commanded Sulaiman to build a temple full of statues and images. You see a translation here, they took the word statues off. In Arabic here it says tamathil. Tamathil in Arabic mean statues. Not imaginary, actually, statues.
Imagery.
If you change the translator, let us see. Bigtal. Oh, look what happened. Statues. See it? Statues and images. So how Muhammad is totally against images, and then his God is commanding Solomon to have a temple is full of statues and images. Are you with me, guys? Why here he says the one who make an image, not even a statues, Allah will punish him in hell. Yet Allah, the same God, in the Quran saying that he commanded Sulaiman to build a house for him full of statues. And then if you check in Sahih al-Bukhari, you will find something very weird. Look at this. The Prophet entered the Kaaba and he found in it the picture of a prophet Abraham and Mary. Look at this. On that he said, what is matter with them? They have already heard that angels do not enter a house in which there are pictures, yet this is a picture of Abraham. and why he depict like practicing divination by arrow. He's making fun of the picture. So here we notice something, that the very house of the devil, the Kaaba, is under the influence of the Jews and the Christians. To the point, inside the Kaaba, not on the wall of the Kaaba, inside the Kaaba, there was a picture of Mary and picture of Abraham. And that again will take us to zero. The Kaaba is what? The Kaaba is a marketplace where everybody come and place his God. So the Christians, they come and they speak about Jesus. The Jews, they come, they speak about Moses. Those who worship idols, they speak about their idols and they place their idols around the Kaaba. It is everybody religion there. It's like a market, people competing about gods. It's like speaker corners. And this is before Islam. You see the Muslim, they say to you, Islam give you freedom. Islam oppressed everybody. Before Muhammad, all those people from different religion, they are living in peace. The one who worship Baal and the one who worship Jesus. The one who worship whatever name of God you want, and the one who worship Hubal or whatever name. They are fine. Nobody killing anybody. Muhammad, he came, he want to slaughter everybody. So here you see the influence of Christianity and the influence of the Jews on the very course of the Kaaba, inside the Kaaba itself. But look on. Do you remember what we showed you, a verse in the Quran? Anyone remember? There's something here. I want you to learn how to connect the dots. If Allah, he said to Muhammad that those people, they never receive any warner before you. Neither they receive scriptures. Warners or scriptures. And now we find that the image of Abraham was there, which means people there, they knew about Abraham. An image of Mary was there, which means people there, they knew about Mary, they knew about the Messiah. How nobody came to this town and never have scriptures with him? Do you see the stupidity? And that repeats many places in the Quran. Or say he had invented it? Nay, but it is the truth from the Lord, that thou mayst warn the folk to whom no warner came before thee. No warner came before Muhammad. But then we find that those people, they knew about Abraham. At least many of them. They knew about Jesus. So what Muhammad is talking about? In chapter 34, verse number 44, says it clearly that those people never receive scriptures. So they knew about Abraham, but they don't have anything about Abraham. They knew about Mary, about Jesus, but they do not know any scriptures about Mary and Jesus. Is that possible? In fact, if we go in the hadith, we will find that Waraqa ibn Nawfal, who I believe he is the real father of Muhammad, he was translating what is so called at that time the Bible. Let us see if we can find you there. When Waraqa ibn Nawfal, he passed away, Muhammad, he tried to commit suicide many times. Why? Because as soon Waraqa ibn Nawfal, he died, no more Quran is coming. The first one who announced Muhammad to be a prophet, it was Waraqa. The first one who told Muhammad that the one he see, that this is an angel, his name is Jibreel, it was Waraqa. The first person who met Muhammad after his wife, after supposedly he received revelation from the angel, it was Waraqa. You will find Waraqa all over his life. And when Waraqa he died, the divine inspiration, read carefully, but after a few days, in fact many years, not days, the Waraqa died and the divine inspiration was also paused. Why Allah will stop sending revelation to Muhammad if Waraqa died? Well, the one who was making the revelation, it was Waraqa. And now Muhammad did not know what to do. He was taking Quran from Waraqa. Who is Waraqa? According to Muhammad and the Muslims, Waraqa is a person. He was the cousin of Khadija or relative to her. Now read carefully. He become a Nasara, not a Christians. It's like a heretic cult. He become a Nasara, and he used to write the Arabic writing and used to write of the gospel in Arabic. Anyone notice how big the garbage of Muhammad now? How he said that they never receive scriptures before you, Muhammad, and now this is his relative. He is a priest, according to the story. And not only he have the Bible, he is translating the Bible into Arabic language. But remember, Muhammad, he made it so clear, but before Muhammad, no books is given to them. Are you with me? No books was given to people of Mecca, and no warners came before them. So who is Waraqa? And this in his time. In his time. In his time, there's a picture of Mary in the Kaaba. In his time, there's a picture of Abraham in the Kaaba. In his time, there's a priest, supposedly. He is writing and translating the Bible into Arabic language. Yet, the Quranic claim that those people never have a warner before you and never have scriptures before you. It turned to be even they have it in Arabic. Are you with me? Vendem. Are you a Muslim? Vendem. Hello. You are in the stage. You want to talk? Okay, this guy maybe by mistake he is there. All right. So do you see how easy to dispose the garbage of Muhammad? Put it in the disposal machine and just fry it? How you are saying that there is a priest and Muhammad used to learn from him and he get his knowledge from him, and now you are saying that they never have any scriptures before. So what kind of priest this priest is? In Arabic doesn't say Christian. He is not a Christian. He is Nasara. Nasara are a group of people who they are called Nazareth, which mean the poor in knowledge, the poor in understanding. Those are rejected by the Christians. Those are a cult like Jehovah's Witnesses. Muhammad, he took the name from this guy. He took some from him, and then how he start mixing it with all his paganism. And then when Waraqa he died, you will notice the Waraqa is the one who told him that you're a prophet. Now that's it. So when Waraqa he died, what Muhammad he did, it says here, when Waraqa he died, Muhammad he tried, the revelation of Allah stopped coming to Muhammad, which is very weird, which is confirming that the one who was making revelation to Muhammad, it was this evil man Waraqa. Muhammad becomes so sad, as we have heard that he intended several times to throw himself from the top of the high mountains. And every time he went up to the top of the mountains, in order to throw himself, Gabriel or Jibreel would appear to him and say, "Oh Muhammad, you are indeed Allah's messenger, in truth." Whereupon his heart become quiet and he would calm down and return home. Which means Muhammad himself don't believe he's a prophet. Why Muhammad want to kill himself? The answer in front of you. He don't believe he is a prophet. The angel, he come to him and he said to him, "Oh Muhammad, come on, you are truly a prophet of Allah." Muhammad, he calmed down, he go, but second day he come again, he want to kill himself, which means Muhammad obviously suffering from mental illness. I mean, the angel just came to you yesterday, they knew that you are a prophet. Why you want to go second day in the morning trying to commit suicide again? And he keep doing this. It says he intended several times, not once, not twice. If this story is true, Muhammad is mentally ill. If the angel confirmed to you that you are a messenger, why you want to kill yourself? And isn't it killing yourself is against God? And this is the reference in the front of your eyes. So, what Muhammad tried to do, he learned from those false Christians, who they are not Christians, they are cults, some info. He adopted his God Allah, the God of the pagan Arab. He took Moses, he hijacked Moses from the Jews. He was trying to establish a religion which is going to become popular. And I will give you something at the end of this. Muhammad, he asked Allah to give him Quran, which is going to be accepted by everybody, specifically the pagan Arab. In the Quran, in chapter 22, verse number 53, Muhammad, he prayed to Allah that Allah will give him verses which will be accepted by the pagan Arab and they will join him in his religion. And guess what happened? Allah answered his request. And he gave him Satanic verses. Muhammad, after he received those verses, angel, according to the stories, came to him long after, said to him, "Muhammad, I did not give you those. Those are from Shaitan." No. It is from Shaitan, yes, but the story of the angel is fabricated. Muhammad, he wanted to have verses which is going to be accepted by the disbelievers. If we go to the interpretation, this is the chapter 22, verse number 53. There is no English translation here. Here it says that Shaitan, he threw verses in the mouth of Muhammad. And that again, by the way, is additional proof that Muhammad is really satanic, because if Shaitan was able to control the tongues of Muhammad, well, how we know that all the Quran is not from Shaitan? How we know that this verse itself isn't from Shaitan? This verse, the same verse saying Allah will take what Shaitan he throw, how we know that this verse itself will not be repeated again and again? However, if we go to the chapter which is speaking about this story, when Muhammad was reciting the chapter of An-Najm, Let us show you some reference. Just to show you how stupid this man is and how stupid to believe in such a man. If we go to the chapter of An-Najm, where Muhammad he says, أَفَرَأَيْتُمُ اللَّاتَ وَالْعُزَّى. If you go here, and this is another story, the three daughters of Allah. According to the story, when Muhammad was reciting, he said, Allah told him, have you thought upon Al-Lat and Al-Uzza and Manat the third? Those are the daughters of Allah. For you the males and for him the female. This is Allah talking supposedly. Look what the stupid Quran is saying. Allah is saying to the Arab, you give me female daughters and you take male sons? And for in real, this is unjust division. Look how stupid the logic is. However, this is not what we are going to talk about. Muhammad, he prayed to Allah to send them verses will make the people of Quraysh believe in him. And Allah answered his prayer. He gave him Satanic verses. If you go to the chapter of An-Najm, let us see. Very, very stupid, awkward, backward book. So if we go to chapter 53, you can open in your side, 53:19, you will find the following. In fact, in English, we might not find anything. You know, in English translation, look at this. There's nothing. The story is gone. You know? The story is gone. However, if we go back to the other chapter, let's see if we can find in Arabic something to solve the problem. You will find here it says in verse number 52, إذا تمنى. إذا تمنى. What إذا تمنى mean in Arabic? تمنى in Arabic mean you wish for something. You wish for something. So what was the wish of Muhammad? What he was asking for? Here it says, Shaitan, he spoke, Muhammad, he spoke, Shaitan, he put the word in his mouth. It doesn't say much, except Shaitan, he used Muhammad to speak. Which means Muhammad, he spoke for Shaitan, as simple as that. He is satanic messenger. And then here you see, this is Tafsir al-Jalalain. This is the prophet who has been commanded to deliver a message, or a Nabi, who has been commanded to deliver anything. But when he recited the scriptures, Satan he cast in his recitation Satanic verses. All right? And what Muhammad recited is that he he said that the three daughters of Allah, their intercession is a must. So Muhammad himself, he worshipped the three daughters of Allah, and he claimed that the three daughters of Allah are true exist, and we have to worship them. And this is why the pagan Arab, they bow down with him, because finally they agree. Because the pagan Arab, they believe in Allah. Remember, Allah is a pagan God from the beginning. The only difference between Muhammad and the Arab is, should we have the three daughters of Allah or not? Otherwise, the Arab, they kiss the black stone, they go around the Kaaba, they get naked too. Everything they do to As-Safa al-Marwa, all the rituals Muslim to do, they do. It's exactly the Arab pagan rituals. Exactly the same, one by one. Even 90% of the command Muhammad he gave as Allah, it was from the Arab. As an example, cutting hands for the thief, cutting feet. This is Arab command. This is pagan Arab. Muhammad, he copied them. So now, Muhammad, he wished Allah that he will send him verses which will make people agree with him, follow him. And Allah, he gave him the Satanic verses. Muhammad, after he recited the Satanic verses, as you see here, the Arab, they notice that Muhammad now, the Muslim, they notice Muhammad is being hypocrite. He said to us, we should not do that, and then he go in front of those Arab and he worship the three daughters of Allah. How he say to us something, he do the opposite.
Hello?
Yes, Bao. You are a Muslim?
Yeah.
All right. So what do you think? What Islam is about? You want to talk about this Satanic verses, or you want to talk about Islam in general?
It's not satanic.
It's not satanic?
No.
So why the verse says this is satanic? The verse says that.
No, that's not the Quran.
It's not what?
It's not the Quran, so it's not reliable.
Well, this is the Quran. The Quran says whatever shaitan he throw, Allah will delete. Shaitan, the Quran says that.
No, it didn't.
It's in front of you.
You're not screen sharing.
I am not what?
I don't see your screen.
Why you don't see? Okay, read chapter 22, verse number 52.
Okay, let me Google that.
All right.
22 what?
22:52.
Okay, it says, and we did not send before you any messenger or prophet except that when he spoke or recited,
Are you
Allah
are you a Muslim? Are you a Muslim for real?
Ești pensia kafi.
Are you a
Allah.
Muslim for real, or you are a troll?
Sorry?
Are you a Muslim for real?
I am.
Okay, what is the pillars of Islam?
The what?
The
You
pillars
like-
of the pillars of Islam. See, yeah, those are garbage people, you know, trashy people. Anyway, we challenge any Muslim who knows his religion to join us. They don't know their religion. I never saw a Muslim he knew his religion. Islam is not even a religion. It's a joke. So as you see, Muhammad is all over the place. He is commanded by Shaitan. Even Muhammad, he claimed that Satan, he command him. We have Malik here. Malik, are you going to play music for me like last time?
You didn't like the music.
Huh?
You didn't like the music.
Isn't it music is haram? Why you play music to me? Are you going to go to hell now? Or you will say Bismillah wa bihamdihi 100 times and your sin is forgiven? Or you will kiss the black stone so you can go to heaven? Isn't music is haram in Islam?
It is not good, but I'm not a good Muslim. Yes.
Oh, you are a bad Muslim. Who is a good Muslim? What a good Muslim do?
If you want answers for your question, there is a live stream. Huh? Very good.
Ah, there's live stream. Why you? This is live stream. Bring your Muslim to answer me. Go ahead.
If you want, I can invite you to them.
I'm here.
They are very.
Invite them here. Why you don't
They are
invite?
very.
Don't waste my time. You want to invite whoever you invite. Invite. Don't give me the drama. I can invite them. I can invite you. I can all this garbage. All of you are a bunch of idiots. You don't even dare to talk to me. So you know nothing about your religion. They don't dare to call me. They don't dare to let me call them. And you Muslims, all of you are doomed. And the Quran in front of you, Muhammad received Satanic verses. You like it, you don't like it, deal with it. In fact, Muhammad, he made it clear that he was commanded by the devil. He was what? He was commanded by the devil. Can Muhammad make it more clear that he is Satanic prophet and the one who command him is the devil? Commanded me to do good. Did Muhammad just say commanded me? So Muhammad received his command from who? From God or from the devil? This is the words of the Muslims. The devil commanded Muhammad to do good. So who is the God of Muhammad? I will invite you, but don't give me this garbage speeches. You want to talk to me, you talk to me. You want to bring Muslim here, bring the Muslim here. I don't want this drama. There's people, they are alive, and people, they are dead, and there's people, they can speak to you. Bring them to speak to me. So, Malik,
Yes.
who is commanding your prophet, Allah or the devil?
Can we read the verse together or not?
What?
Can we read the verse together?
Read in front of you. You see the screen?
And we did not send before you any messenger or prophet, except that when he spoke.
You are reading from where?
Satan,
Read in Discord. Read in Discord.
I don't see the screen on Discord.
Okay, this is the link. Let me give it to you. Here we go. Who is commanding your prophet? Is it true that he commanded from the devil? Which means the devil is his God?
This is a hadith, or not?
Yeah, this hadith, so?
Let's read the Quran together first.
Answer, this is authentic hadith. This is Sahih Muslim. Why
But
Muhammad,
first,
why Muhammad receiving command from the devil? Who is the one who command Muhammad,
Okay.
Allah or the devil?
Are you gonna let me speak or not?
Don't complain. I keep repeating the same question 1,000
I
times.
don't.
So
I
listen, I'm
I
not going
don't-
to waste my
I-
time. Listen. This is a warning for all Muslims. If you want to force me to repeat my question 20 times, I will kick you out. Be a man, be adult. So it's the last time. Why Muhammad is receiving command from the devil? The mic is yours.
Because the devil wants to, how do you say that? Make the prophet let the prophet say bad things or the wrong things. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God, yes, He helps the prophet with not let the devil make him the wrong things say. And that is also what in the Quran says. I read the Quran, and it says that when the devil wanted to fill Quran text in his mouth, Allah he he said, but Allah abolished that what which Satan throws in. Then Allah makes precise his verses. Allah is knowing and wise.
All right.
So what is the problem with this verse?
Listen to
What is the problem with this
listen to
verse?
what you just said.
That's also the same like when Jesus is tempted by Satan for 40 days and 40 nights.
Well,
So what?
Jesus.
I can
Listen,
also
listen,
use
listen,
the
listen.
same argument. I can use,
Hold on, hold
yeah,
on.
but I can use the same.
Did
Yes.
Shaitan, hold on. Did Shaitan throw words
Yes,
in the
I
mouth
know, hold on.
what? Did Shaitan throw words in the mouth of Jesus?
Yes. In the mouth. No, he tempted. He tempted him on the mountain for
No, he
40 days,
offered him
40
things.
nights.
He offered him.
Couldn't go
He
any-
said, no. He
he
offered him
couldn't go
things. He
anywhere.
listen, Malik. Don't waste my
He couldn't
time.
go.
Don't be stupid. Did
That is what the
Shaitan?
Bible says. Sorry, I'm not lying.
Did Shaitan throw words in the mouth of Jesus? Yes or no?
No, but you cannot
Then
compare
you
two
cannot compare
different
because
people with
Shaitan, he said to Jesus,
two
if you are
different
the son,
situations.
listen, Shaitan said to Jesus, if you are the son of God, jump. That's it. This is the tent. Jesus did
Yes.
not do. Just
And
listen.
what did
Listen. So
and
if
what did God do?
Shaitan, he speak, that does not mean that Jesus was tempted. This is the language saying that the temptation, that he offered things, but Jesus never failed, never been tempted, never did anything wrong. So you Muslims are a bunch of fools. You compare between two things, they are not connected. Here we have Muhammad receiving satanic verses. And look what you just said, that Allah will take what Shaitan he throw in the mouth of Muhammad. But that means Muhammad is a liar because he received satanic verses and Allah could not protect him. Same time, if you read the same chapter, verse number 53, hold on, verse number 53, hold on. Is the verse with Shaitan he throw, is it still in the Quran or not?
No, of course not.
So read then 53. How not? And the Quran says it clearly, it's still there.
53.
Uh-huh.
All that, so he makes Satan's influence a trial for those hypocrites whose hearts are sick, and those disbelievers whose hearts are hardened. Surely the wrongdoers are totally engrossed in opposition.
So how the verse is gone, and now the verse is going to mislead people, and they
That's
are
not
the
the
believers.
it's not the way how you must read it.
No, it's not up to you. What way? There's no other way. It says it's going to be, is going to make, which the devil gave to Muhammad as a trial, as a causing trouble for people. So if Allah took it off and nobody can have it no more, why is going to be trouble to the believers? And he said clearly that those who have disease in their heart, they are the one who is going to follow it. So did Allah take it off? No, because the believers still they will believe it. Plus, when you said to me that Shaitan, he wanted him to do things, you said bad things. Who is the one who commands Shaitan to make Muhammad do command things? Is it Shaitan by himself or Allah command him?
You don't believe in the shaitan?
Listen to the question, Abdul. Focus with me, focus. When Shaitan, focus, Abdul. When Shaitan, he
do you believe
hold on.
in the devil?
When Shaitan, he commanded Muhammad to do bad things, was that by the will of Allah or against Allah's will?
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, I didn't hear you.
When Shaitan gave Muhammad satanic verses, was that by the command of Allah or Shaitan, he did it from his own?
Shaitan did it by his own free will.
All right,
but,
guys, listen carefully.
but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow things, bad things and good things to happen.
All right, I will go with this garbage answer. So guys, Shaitan, he did it by his own. Hold on, you will see. Shaitan, he did that by his own will. So let me repeat the question again. Who is the one who sent the Shaitan to Muhammad to mislead Muhammad? Is it the will of Shaitan or the will of Allah?
But he didn't mislead him.
This is not a question. Who is the one who sent? Let us say he did not. Let us go with it. Shaitan, He came to Muhammad. Who sent Shaitan to Muhammad to mislead Muhammad? That was the will of Shaitan, or it was Allah who sent Shaitan to
It
mislead
is,
Muhammad?
it is the will of Shaitan,
Right?
yes, but Allah
I'm not asking you if
allow.
Allah allow. This is not the question. This is not the question. Don't stop saying it to me. Allow. So now I'm asking you. Shaitan, he came to mislead. Was that Shaitan sent by Allah to mislead Muhammad, or Shaitan was not sent by Allah?
It's a very weird question. I don't understand your question.
Yeah, this is what the Muslims they do when the question is embarrassing.
No,
When
no.
Shaitan he
I
came to Muhammad, Shaitan came to Muhammad. Did Allah say to him, "Hey Shaitan, I hire you to mislead Muhammad," or Shaitan decides voluntarily to come to Muhammad?
Listen, it is the same like if I decide to
I want an answer. Don't tell me the same like, oh, give me the
you're
answer.
gonna get
No,
an
no, no.
answer.
Listen,
Don't interrupt.
I'm losing
Don't
my patience
interrupt.
with you. I will throw you out. I want an answer. Speak like an adult. So
You got-
Shaitan, he
I
came to
am a,
Muhammad.
I am a,
Did Allah send Shaitan to mislead Muhammad, or Shaitan, he was coming by his own order?
Shaitan came, from my understanding, Shaitan came with his own free will, and Allah allow people and jinns to do exercise their free will. But Allah protect their prophets of His prophets if He wants.
All right.
So that's
Listen.
my
Okay,
understanding. That's
listen.
my
I
answer.
will go with you. I will go with you. So now you say to me that Allah allow it to happen, correct?
Yes,
All right. But isn't it the Quran says that Allah is going to protect Muhammad from a human being and genie?
yes.
So, okay, so how he allow it to happen?
He didn't allow it to happen.
Well, you said to me he allow it a second ago.
Yeah, but his
What,
plan of the devil didn't
what,
came
what,
came.
no, it's, guys, how many times he said to me the word allow it? It's more than 10
Allah
times.
allow the thing. Yes, but Allah allow. But listen, the devil had a plan to throw, yes, words of the devil in his mouth. Yes, he did that. But Allah did made that not happen in the Quran. So what's the
You
problem?
said, everybody said, we were talking about the devil. You said Allah allow
Yeah,
it, Allah allow it, Allah allow it. But the Quran says that in
Allah,
chapter 5,
Allah
hold on, shut
allow.
up. Chapter 5, verse number 67 says that Allah is going to protect you from mankind and genie.
But he
Specifically,
protected him.
what to protect
Yes.
him? The guy already he receive, receive Satanic Verses. Already he receive Satanic Verses.
Yes,
All right.
but not that that we have satanic verses in the Quran. I don't believe that.
Well, you have it. I just showed you the verse.
No. Allah says in the Quran
All right.
that
So now,
he
okay.
abolished the word devil from his mouth,
All right.
from the Quran. What I read, and that is very clear, the Quran. So I don't. Yes,
Okay. So listen.
yes,
So now,
yes.
Muhammad, he received Satanic verses. Allah, he made a verse saying, Allah will take it. Right?
Yes, he abolished
How we know?
the verses.
How we know that Allah is the one is talking, not Shaitan?
Because Allah would protect, it's also in the Quran, would protect the Quran.
But Allah, he failed. How he protect? He protect before it happened, not
It's not
after.
true.
Listen, if I say you will
No,
never have a
it's not
disease,
true.
if I say a bacteria cannot affect you, and then I come to you after you get infected, that's not a protection.
No, listen. Allah says in the Quran that He will protect the Quran till the end of days. Yes, till the end of days. We still have one Quran. Yes, if you go to China or to England or to where,
All right.
everyone has
Okay,
the same
recite
Quran.
for me,
Everyone.
recite for me the chapter of a breastfeeding for adult. The one in China or the one in England, the one you called it.
The breastfeeding of adults.
Yeah.
Which verse is that?
This is the verse.
Which verse is that?
The verse was eaten by the goat. You know what I mean? I want to say thank you. God is good. So is Jesus. And everything proved to us that Muhammad is a fraud. And he is just a copycat from everything around him. From Christianity, Judaism, Sabian, Hindus, Buddhists, Arab pagan, the Kaaba, the black stone. Everything is a copy of somebody else. The flying carpet, the flying horse, the hur, the genie, all the stories of Muhammad is a copy of other religion or fictions or legions. Remember that. Liars will be exposed, and the rope of lies is short. God bless you, and see you soon again. This is your brother Christian Prince, was serving you humbly for today.